Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So channel members, you have a collective message that will post later this week, so definitely check that out. And if you're interested in my channel memberships, that link will be in the description box below. So I already have a presence here, that's why I'm speaking a little quicker. I'm going to just go ahead and dive right into this and tune in. This feels a little, this presence feels a little strict, if I'm being honest. It feels a little strict. Okay. Taking a step aside and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay. I have some scrolls here from iScribe with Steph. I'll have her channel linked down in the description box below. Where are we going? Where are we going? Okay, there's a lot going on here. Whoever this message is for, I'm speaking to a collective that's extremely psychic. This psychic ability makes you extremely susceptible to the zodiac, the astrology. So I would definitely look into what's going on right now if you're noticing that you're coming into a greater space of alignment, which is what I'm seeing here. So I'm being told to take this way, which is not normally how I take this. Okay, this one as well. All of them? Okay. Well, there we go. Okay. So I have the time mat out, but I'm not necessarily using it right now. I'm being guided to bring them forward, so I'm bringing them forward. I feel like this means something. Okay, so we're having a lot of different spheres connecting, whoever this message is for. Again, this is for a collective that's extremely psychic. We're having that psychism open up right now. It's almost as though this window has opened up, and it's because we've gotten ourselves into some kind of alignment. There may be something that we've cleared out or something that we've connected to that's causing this alignment. And I'm seeing very much that there seems to be this balance of light and dark, and I'm saying that because of the way that the window is just like there's a whole aspect of light and dark that's weaving through this. There is it's almost like rungs of a ladder, and on these ladder there's rungs of growth. We've reached a particular level within our growth where things are starting to open up now, and our eyes are starting to see. There will be times where this goes back to sleep, and times when it will wake up, and times when it will go back to sleep again, but for right now we're in the spring of that, and it's not over, right? There's a whole crescendo that is yet to be reached. One of the ways that this is happening for somebody is within their primal roots. So this may be individuals that you are sexually attracted to. It can be people within your family. It can be people from past lives, so karmic connections. There's this whole aspect of these connections being very important at this time. You may be noticing that these types of connections are coming forward to you right now, and it's because there's a magnetism that I'm being given. There's a magnetism that is coming out from this darker, shadowy space as these abilities open up. So as we perceive more, there's something from within us that's almost reaching out. You may be noticing this, for example, if you think about people and then all of a sudden these people appear or they contact you, and it's because our subconscious energy, our telepathic energy is reaching out in some way. This is one way that we fuel that product of the universe speaking to us, right? It's our subconscious space is reaching out, and then we have reality speaking back, and our subconscious is reaching out and reality is speaking back. So whoever this message is for, while you are opening up to psychic abilities, yes, one of the things that's coming through is to pay very attention to the signs at this time. And you guys know that you don't always hear me say that, but this is a very important time to pay attention to those signs. If you are having your psychic abilities just completely open up because you are in some type of alignment, if you're noticing that the universe outside of you is trying to speak to you in some way, it's a good time to pay attention, because this is really an aspect of yourself that's trying to show you something. We do have this sort of energy here of, I'm seeing this almost like a question mark, and so we may be wondering something like, what's going on? the dot is almost missing on that for me. So it's almost like a question that we have that's not fully formed. It would be a good time to fully form that question. If, for example, they're telling me not to give examples. For whoever that's for, you'll understand. Whatever question it is that you actually have, fully form that question, because the answer is trying to come to you in this time. This is also a time when we're able to implant information into the subconscious and have it manifest externally. So this is a good time for manifestation for whoever this message is for. There seems to be something, it's like awaiting instruction. That's how it's coming through to me. I'm awaiting instruction, and that's a space within us that is awaiting instruction right now. So doing some work within the sacral space is getting into an alpha state, for those of you who practice that, getting into a meditative state, allowing yourself to program those spaces right now is going to do a lot of good for you. So for example, if you notice there's core concepts that you have that are negative, or limiting beliefs that you're trying to come up against, things inside your life that you're trying to change right now, if you work on implanting those energy centers and that subconscious terrain with that information, either meditation or affirmations, or overnight affirmations or scripting, you're going to find that you have a lot of things that start moving. I almost feel that for somebody, this whole thing is going to last until it's going to kind of, okay, so this has been coming out a lot in my personal readings. It's going with the sun, and then it's crescendoing around that midsummer mark, which is something that I keep getting. It's even come out in these collective readings quite a bit, and then it's going to come back down in the winter time. So for whoever this message is for, you are now attuned to the sun. You're now attuned to that solar energy. This is probably a byproduct of having healed the masculine, feminine energies inside of you. Someone here has also worked on the witch wound and has healed that energy, and this is bringing them into alignment with that solar energy. They're able to make peace with that now. Very, no wonder I have my blinds open. I'm doing this in the evening. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. The dead are also coming forward for a lot of people inside this collective. Some of you, there is a need to discern whether you are actually having experiences with the dead, or if you're having experiences with residual energy, right? If you don't know about stone tape theory, maybe read about stone tape theory. There's a lot of other energies that we interact with, and sometimes we mistake them as being the dead, when in reality it's just residual energy. It's like the memories of places or the memories of people, for example. And that's not a problem. It doesn't mean that that's not valuable. It's valuable in its own way, but understanding how to work with each is going to be important in somebody's journey. Okay. All right. Wow, they got me doing a lot. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have surrender. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing that there is there's some sort of like internal reflection that's taking place. I don't know that everybody inside this collective is like withdrawing completely, right? Some of you, obviously, you might be in solitude. Others of you, though, you're just spending a lot of time alone, like in the evenings after work, for example. But there's this internal, this going inside and obviously healing something, as we spoke about here. I'm getting solitude, withdrawal, and the healer, and that's why I'm saying this. Now, what I'm seeing underneath this is one of the things that we've had to heal is how we center ourselves. We've had to allow ourselves to get out of codependent spaces. We've had to allow ourselves to get out of that emotional roller coaster just a little bit to come into that centered space. We may have recently had a moment where we had some humility rage take place, right? Not that I'm trying to equate humility to rage and how do I want to put this? Somebody didn't necessarily feel that they were worthy of something, and so this sparked some rage, and we had to come to a place where we were centered from that. This is because now that we're coming into this psychic open space, you're going to find that there's places within you that are a little bit more vulnerable. They're a little bit more raw, and this is just further allowing us to cultivate this sort of clearing out of this energy so that we can be even more open, right? When we come into this place of being extremely psychic, and it's very different from person to person, but for some people, when you fully open your abilities, right? So everybody experiences that in different ways. There's a heightened degree of vulnerability that needs to be had. This doesn't mean that you're weak with people, right? It doesn't mean that. It means that you're okay being authentic and being completely yourself. And who you are isn't always going to be something that other people like. Vulnerability is a precious commodity in today's society because so many people are fake. And one of the things I'm seeing in this is that somebody is tending to their own garden, and they're really cultivating and crafting their own vulnerability and their ability to show up in an authentic way. Let's see. Even though everybody wants you to be authentic, it's surprising how many times you're going to be authentic and people won't like it because they're not used to it, right? And one of the things I'm seeing here is that somebody may be in the process of collecting people who can handle it, right? Are you strong enough for me? Because that's the thing, is it takes a very strong person to deal with someone who's genuinely authentic. A lot of people think, oh yeah, if you're authentic, people are just going to like you because you're being you and you're going to shine up as your radiant self. You're going to put your foot down because you have good boundaries for yourself and you don't like the way somebody showed up. It takes a really strong person to be able to show up to that and say, hey, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have shown up that way. Most people don't have that strength, right? But you're also going to show up in a way where you're able to be kind and compassionate and caring to people. And some people want to take advantage of that. Some people don't. Some people genuinely want to help you be the best version of yourself. Whoever this message is for, in this psychic space of opening up and being more vulnerable, you're collecting kinfolk. So you're finding people slowly who are more like-minded, who have your best interest in mind, who you don't necessarily have to watch your back with or have those moments where, you know, those little subconscious moments that we tend to have where we get the sword out because we don't understand that, oh yeah, this person has my best interest in mind. We might be having a conflict right now and I might feel a way about it, but we're okay. On a core level, we're okay. Even when you part, you're still okay, right? You still love each other. So someone here, you're coming into a higher degree of relationships. These are relationships of a higher caliber. These are people that are working on themselves too. These are people who have your best interest in mind. It may not always seem that way. It may not always feel that way, but we're coming into a space where we're collecting soul family. And that doesn't mean that they're going to be there forever, right? Soul family doesn't always stay forever. Sometimes we do have to part ways because we come to an impasse. We come to a place where there can't be a further conversation or further agreement, but it doesn't have to be released in anger, right? And that's what I'm seeing here, is that we're putting some sort of story about anger behind us. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be angry anymore. It just means that now that you're stepping into this more vulnerable space, which is what seems to be facilitating this opening, you understand that you don't have to get that sword out. You're allowed to let go in love, right? And here what we have is we have something gestating. And so it's this collection of kinfolk that's currently gestating. You may only have one person that's in your life. You may have a couple of people that are at a distance who maybe you only come across once a week. It might even be a tarot reader, but it's people that you know that are out there that are like you. It's people that you know that are out there who are going through the same thing that you're going through and who have the same values. Take it as a sign, if you see these things, that there are people out there that you're meant to be connected with, if you choose to be, right? If you want to be, and you don't have to want to be. But this level of authenticity that somebody is displaying, good job. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And one of the things I'm seeing here is I'm seeing resolve. Someone here is being very resolute towards their creativity and getting creative in the way that they find their contentment, right? Someone here is very dead set on making a peaceful life, making a happy life, making a life that they can be proud of. And this is taking a lot of warrior energy, and this warrior energy has been cultivated through growing pains. Right now, with this energy that's coming through about this opening and this psychism, this is part of it. This is like the next stage that somebody has reached, right? This is the next like level of your spiritual evolution. And again, this openness may close a little bit as the seasons wear on. You're going to find it comes and goes like this, and every time it comes, sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it'll be a little bit, and sometimes it will be a completely different type of psychism that you experience, and that's okay. Allow it to be what it is, because ultimately what you're doing is you're surrendering. For some of you, the degree of psychism that's happening is causing you some trepidation. So I think I said this earlier, this is the guidance, by the way. If that is actually what's happening and you're a little little worried about how open you are, try to do some grounding techniques, right? Stop focusing on the spirituality for a little while and go focus on your life, right? Focus on making more money, focus on something creative, focus on something that really puts you back in your body. Because one thing that happens when we're this open, this vulnerable, and we're experiencing all this psychic phenomenon, we can sometimes settle our energy up in the upper spaces and find a way to bring that energy back down, right? Focus on, for example, your body, going to the gym, working out, focusing on your family, or even your sexual connections. Focus on your stability and your root chakra and how you make money and how you show up in the world. These things are going to help you ground that energy down so that you close it off just a little bit. Some of you, it's going to be as simple as contacting your guidance, so your guides and your angels, your allies, your ancestors, whatever, and asking them to kind of close that down just a little bit. Just remember, be careful what you ask for, right? Be careful what you ask for. Be very mindful of how you're asking it. Okay. Astral spaces for someone here is very important. There's something that we have to get clear about within our astral spaces. There seems to be some sort of information that we're coming into in these astral spaces that we're not really clear what it means for our future. This is something that you're going to want to sit with. You're going to want to sit with it. It's not a message that's going to come through me, right? This is information that we have to get clear about inside of ourselves, and we have to kind of develop the tools inside of our toolbox in order to really answer those questions for ourselves. There is some place that your soul is trying to take you, and the important thing is that we are surrendering to that. We're not necessarily clinging on to something. For some of you, the reason why this psychism is opening up quite the way that it is because this is part of the ability that's going to help you in the future. This is part of what you're meant to learn about now, so that you understand how to control it for yourself, how you understand not to get carried away by it, how you understand to distill information from it, because it's part of your future. It's part of something that you're going to do to help people. Let's see, what else is coming through here? That's all that's coming through. So this one's a little shorter for me. I'm gonna leave this here. This is really beautiful energy. So whoever this is, congratulations. It looks like you've cleared out a lot. You've done a lot of work to get this to open up. Again, the spirit that's coming through for this, the collective that's coming through for this, they're a little stern. They're a little no nonsense. So some of you may be encountering a guide that acts that way, right? Somebody who's a little bit more, hey, let's do this. They're very, let's sit down and let's learn this. Very Hierophant sort of energy. And so this is really cool. Somebody here, there is some sort of contact with a higher guidance that's coming through. If they're not able to speak to you directly, they're using somebody else to speak to you. Absolutely, because I'm seeing this. And so this is clear communication that's coming through. It may even be, again, communicating through the external stuff right now, which I normally don't go into. I normally don't say that. But again, for somebody, you have to pay attention to the things that are going on right now in terms of signs, and pay attention to what those signs are actually trying to tell you. I don't know that it's going to be obvious at first. Yeah. Oh, you're whining. You have a sign. You need food. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta feed the puppy. So whoever this message is for, I hope this resonates with you. And until next time.